Is it live now? I'm not sure whether this is working. I hope it is. That'd be amazing. So I might just wait a few minutes, seconds, to just see whether anyone's coming on here, whether it's actually going. But if not, all good things are three, so I might have to try it again. So I did already record this video this morning when I was in, and it would have been amazing, and then it seemed like it didn't actually upload it. Once I clicked finished, it was gone. It wasn't on my page anymore, which is a shame, because yeah, I was just really enthusiastic. Oh, awesome. So it does work. Raven, cool. Yeah, I was just really enthusiastic this morning about sharing a few thoughts on how food affects our bodies, which, like, I mean, it's a big discussion. Many people know about it, talk about it, and I just want to share with you like my experience I had yesterday. So I've been down in Margaret River doing this, and then so I got this goodie, this amazing sound healing workshop, which was beautiful. And just my food experience I had was, yeah, I've just been feeling a bit crappy until this morning, and that's why I want to share this. So just as an intro, so I usually follow a plant-based diet, and that's not to, advertise that in any way or make it, promote it as the better diet, but that's where I thrive, that's where I feel good. So that's my chosen way of dieting or consuming food. And I'm eating it's all fresh, organic, local fruit, veg. Like, I love cooking. Cooking is like my therapy. I can spend hours in the kitchen. So eating healthy and plant-based, natural, real foods is natural to me. That's what I usually do every day, and I also don't really have any artificial sugars or anything. I get all my sweetness from fruit, veg. I make raw treats myself. I try to minimize that too. So I do have a big sweet tooth, but I find the more balanced of a diet I eat, the less of those sweet cravings I have. I never really go for things like milk chocolate or like hardcore candy. So it's always like some natural sweetness. And I find it makes a big difference in even how it tastes already. So, and yeah, yesterday I was at this amazing workshop with amazing people, amazing ladies. Like, we had a beautiful time together. And so we had about probably 5 tea breaks a day, which was epic. And you know how food is just a big, a big thing to socialize with. Like, you go out for dinner, you go out for drinks. So it's a big socializing factor that comes in when we're in our relationship with food. So it's easy to sort of go overboard, or sometimes just eat for the sake of eating, or eat for the sake of socializing, and eat for the sake of habit, just doing it, And yeah, so that's what sort of happened yesterday. Like, at the moment I'm doing this amazing program as well, which I found a few weeks ago, this amazing like supplementary products that basically help me to, like I said, I'm plant-based. I only eat real foods in that way. So I always felt like I'm already living and eating as healthy as I possibly could, but still I wasn't quite feeling like I was feeling good, I was feeling fine, but not up to my full potential. Like, I still noticed like I should have had way more energy than I did have. And so that, as an example, and that made me research and look into diet a little bit more, and especially researching a lot on, I try to not drag it out too much, but finding a lot of stuff out about like nutrient depletion in the soil. And I talked about this a little bit in a video a while back. So basically I watched a really interesting talk, and they were saying that 80% of the agricultural soil in New South Wales has less than 1% of nutrients left in it. So it's basically dead. Like, 80%, that's fucking crazy. That's so crazy. 80% of the soil in which we grow our foods, which then are going to the supermarket, which is all this, broccoli and kale and all this stuff we grab and think we're eating so healthy with the best intentions, and it is the healthiest stuff around, but yet we're not getting the nutrition from this broccoli we're eating today. as we would have from the same broccoli 100 years ago. And that's just due to so many different factors: our farming techniques, our whole GMO, pollution, mass production, things like that. That crop is not getting rotated, so it really depletes our soil. Anyways, to cut it off there, that was my reason for looking into a way of obtaining, hey James, of obtaining all those nutrients that we're missing in my diet. So that's my diet background at the moment, plant-based. I'm like on one of my shakes right now. Basically the products I'm taking, they support the body's optimum absorption of nutrients, of all the trace minerals, vitamins. There's living enzymes in those products. There's antioxidants in there. There's a product, it's called Ionics. It has adaptogens in it. Adaptogens are like certain herbs, a group of herbs that help the body to adapt to different situations like stress, which is, I've been doing a few workshops on stress. I'm super passionate about this topic. Stress is one of the biggest things in our 21st century world. Hey Chris. So yeah, there's certain plants and things that can help us with that. Anyway, so my diet is pretty up to scratch at the moment, I would say. Like, I'm really feeling tip top, I'm feeling my best, I've been feeling awesome. And I'm just saying this to sort of, then yesterday being with the ladies, to give you this, to give you an idea of how food can affect us. And you will notice it more, like that's why I'm saying it. My system is pretty like clean in that sense at the moment, in terms of what do I put in it, what do I eat, like how do I diet. So it's pretty up to scratch and clean. And so then yesterday, having our 5 tea breaks, and I did have this bit of cake and I did have this bit of sugar, and really watching my body reacting to it. And it would react way more to it in the state it is in right now, because it's so clean, than the body of someone who's ISO's amazing, man. James, I'm all over it at the moment. But yeah, basically, so a healthy body responds way more intensely to once you start to feed it crap than a body that has been getting fed crappy stuff quite frequently, So then yesterday, having these tea breaks and I have this bit of chocolate, I could instantly notice, first it's a different taste, right? Like, I don't know whether any of you guys notice this, but like having natural sweetness or natural sweetness versus all this artificial stuff, like refined sugars, processed foods, they leave this really weird sort of rank taste in your mouth once you've done eating. And it's not nice, and I don't usually get that from natural foods. You don't get it. You don't get it when you eat an apple. You don't really get it when you have a raw treat that doesn't have a load, and that's a different theme, that doesn't have a load of extra sugar in it. So that was the first thing I noticed, and it's so weird. And then when you really tap into the sensations and the sort of thoughts and reactions you get when you first eat this, like, piece of milk chocolate, whatever you choose, it's almost way too sweet. Like, my initial reaction, I was like, whoa, that's sweet. But instantly it sends up a signal to your brain, which then activates all those different receptors, which sends out the adrenaline and all this, okay, let's go, we're up here hormones. So instantly this initial thought of like, whoa, that's really sweet, as soon as it reaches the brain, turns into, this is amazing, I want more of this. And then you just, you start eating it. You start with one bite of chocolate, and out of the sudden you eat the whole block, because sweetness, sugar is addictive. And I just noticed it yesterday. In the end we had 5 tea breaks and I'm still eating those biscuits that I never really eat in my life. If they I would never buy them, I would never really eat them. But then in this social setting, and once you have a bite, I just kept snacking, although it's usually not my thing at all. They've done studies on rats, in terms of it was about the addiction, or like how addictive is sugar. So they gave rats sugar and cocaine, and sugar, the rats went for the sugar. So sugar is way more addictive than cocaine, but it's socially accepted. So that's nuts. That's so insane, and like, so many of us, like, we have sugar, so much sugar in our daily life. Really good documentary is That Sugar Film. It's Australian, it's amazing. It's this guy who puts himself into this experiment of eating. He abandoned refined sugar from his life, and then he puts himself into this medically controlled experiment of eating, I think, 40 teaspoons of sugar, which is what an Australian, average Australian person eats per day. He's planning on doing this a month, and it's insane how it affects him. So yeah, even yesterday, starting with the taste, starting with this, ooh, sugar, my brain responds, wanting more, wanting more, wanting more. And then I just felt my attention span throughout the course. I was literally, you know, at 2 p.m. I was sitting there yawning because I had, like, first at those few minutes of sugar, adrenaline kick, like, yeah, let's go. And as soon as it's gone and the insulin kicks in and the sugar's out of your bloodstream, you're having those lows again. And then, so then you're craving more, and then you have the highs, and then you have the lows, and that's how the rest of my day went. So if the optimum line was here for, you know, your attention span and stuff, I was just peaking, going down, peaking, going down, peaking, going down. No good. Like, it didn't really have focus whatsoever. I felt super sluggish, super just heavy, lazy, lethargic, and then I just didn't really feel good. I felt sort of, then I mixed things up too, which I usually don't do, you know, like, I'm a big fan of Ayurveda. Ayurveda says to eat fruit only by itself, especially melons. That's what every proper food combining chart says as well. But then yesterday, chocolate here, fruit there, hummus there, this here, this there. And once you're in this cycle of eating and snacking and mixing things up, and especially if you snack throughout the day and you don't give your body a break, it's actually not good for the digestive system. So by the time the afternoon came around, I felt heavy, lethargic. I was my whole digestive system felt like it was just jammed up. Like, it just didn't, you know, when your digestion just freezes and it feels like food is just sitting here, it's not really going anywhere. So that then obviously impacted my cognitive abilities in that state. Like, it wasn't, I definitely wasn't performing perfect. And also my moods, just because your gut is so, it's like your second brain, right? So it's so connected to your state, to your emotions. Like, I think there's more than, I forgot the exact number, I think it's about 1,000 different hormones, like happy hormones like serotonin, are actually getting produced in your gut and not in your brain. So yeah, depending on what state your gut is, what you're eating, what you're feeding it, that will determine your mental state and the emotional state, and vice versa. So it was just really interesting to, you know, watch myself feeling like that yesterday. And by the time night came around, I was just so tired, so exhausted from all my sugar up and downs. Like, digestion was still not happening, there was nothing going. And yeah, then I just had a good sleep. I had loads of water when I woke up this morning, amongst, should have seen it in my earlier video, it was so beautiful amongst the trees with the birds and so forth. And just started my morning with just cleansing with a couple of liters of water and taking it easy today, being back on my shakes, being back on all my, you know, adaptogens and all those things. Feeling great today again, so I've been feeling really, really good. But yeah, so I just wanted to share this, how crazy food, what you take in, can actually affect the body. Because yeah, it made a big difference yesterday, and you know, like, how much I've actually been thriving throughout my day. And sometimes it's more obvious for some people, it's more unconscious for other people, but it does, at least unconsciously, have such a big impact on our whole body, mind, emotion system. It's like a whole cycle. If it's balanced, it's great, one is feeding off the other. But same if it's not balanced, then it can quickly turn into a vicious cycle, you know. If you, like, sort of drag one out of balance and don't feed it what it needs to thrive, it's definitely going to impact all those other aspects of your being and drag you down as well. So it was just really interesting to, you know, witness that. And I thought, I'm just going to quickly share that with people and give you a bit of food for thought. And I mean, I guess, you know, so many of us, we all know that. And sometimes it's just a matter of being aware of that, because our energy levels, our moods, our stress, all those sort of things, they depend on so many different aspects of our life, as well as our diet and the food we take in. And yeah, thanks for still watching. Awesome. And yeah, I think I'm just going to cut it off here. I think I actually managed to squeeze it into a shorter time frame this morning. And yeah, there's another few diet things I want to talk about in the next few days, but that was just what I want to share from my weekend. Also, I'm really excited about this, which totally doesn't fit into this discussion, but yeah, we're gonna do another yoga and sound night on Friday night, so I'm really excited. I'm gonna put this on my belly tonight and just do, you know, do sound relaxation for myself to go to sleep, which, talking about that, frequencies going through the body can really help to bring everything that has been going on for my poor digestive system and gut, bring everything back into balance. And yeah, so that's that. I hope everyone here had an amazing weekend. Hey Lozzie. And hope everyone got a lot of sun and ocean and surf and had an amazing time. And yeah. Oh, I did put it on my head. I had this really big one. You can put it on your head and then, yeah, rotate. But I learned today that you're actually not meant to put those bows on top of your head, depending on with which modality you're working, because you want to keep everything around your crown chakra open and free and don't interfere with those frequencies. So that's another interesting thing to look into. But yeah, anyways, thanks heaps for tuning in, guys, and I hope everyone is having a beautiful night. Ciao for now, and bye.